And that's what you call, folks, three-dimensional.
And
right
the
there.
greatest intro of all time. And welcome to episode 115 of the most must-see show to ever hit the Bedford TV airwaves, or any airwaves for that matter. I am your host, weighing in at a svelte 325 pounds, your connection to the wrestling world, your pontiff of professional wrestling, Mr. Ken Hill. Alongside me, as always, the Mad Wolf, the Anaconda Wolf, all things lupine, Mr. Zack Martinkus.
What's up, everybody? I hope you all having a good weekend, even though it's Friday the 13th.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah. And okay, there's Jason Voorhees. But yeah, unfortunately, our co-host, our other co-host Julian, was not able to make it. Unfortunately, because he had work, and of course, you know, when it comes to work, though, it's tough to really get.
But you still got the original WK duo right here.
Yep.
And of course, alongside us, as always, is the lovely Miss Julie and Trajan, Mr. Greg Dolan at the controls, and of course the man himself, Mr. Nick. Don't call me Elodian.
Or as we also like to nickname him, the other Brian.
Oh, new Brian.
Okay, new Brian.
New Brian, that's the one.
Crystal Brian. Like Crystal Pepsi.
Okay, there. If you're trying to rip off Pokemon, okay, good.
I mean, no, dude, Crystal Pepsi. Like,
Crystal Pepsi was awesome.
I got
It was like
though, but I
Pepsi,
think
but
you
it was
were
made of
trying to rip
crystals.
off Pokemon.
Nah,
Okay.
I couldn't rip off Pokemon if I tried.
Yeah. All right, but anywho, yes, episode 115, and my God, this week, yes.
This week it's full. We got a full plate ahead of us. We got the Raw review. We've got Pro Wrestling 101. We've got the return of the Zack Attack.
Yes!
So actually, you know what? Instead of the Raw review, we're gonna switch it up this week. Friday the 13th. Let's turn everything topsy-turvy. We're gonna go upside down here. We are gonna kick things off with the return of one of the most sought-after segments in the early days of Wrestling Connection, the Zack Attack.
Yes.
Now, I believe you had something in mind for the Zack Attack. You want to touch on the whole on-air dynamic between Stephanie and Shane McMahon and how they're running Raw.
Yeah, so far though, it's been pretty good though. Thankfully, we don't have, the whole 20 minutes of the authority though, thank God, because that just bore the crud out of everybody. I'm pretty sure when I speak for everybody, it probably puts you to sleep though, just them just yak. But of course though, so far though, it's been very good though. They've been able to meet in the middle. Of course, we got a new change of attitude with Seth, which I think we're all kind of questioning about.
We're just kind of counting the days.
Yep. And we're just kids again.
Oh wait.
Yes!
Oh, we got it. We got it.
Do not try this at home. Do not try this at home.
Took me a second, sorry.
Okay.
All right. It's back, baby.
Yes. Oh, how I have missed that so much. Yes, folks. My old entrance to it, though, and God, I missed it so much. Although, I don't know. I mean, since I got the Anaconda Wolf, though, I mean, that is my new. Actually, that is my permanent nickname from this point forward. That never gets old. That never gets old. Still the rockiest. His theme ever. Not to diss the Ken Den, no, but still. All right, but anywho, yeah, things going with Steph and Shane, though. It's been going good, thankfully. But, you know, I do want to compliment the both y'all. Good job. You know, you guys are not, you know, doing a whole family war thing.
They're not hogging the spotlight.
Yep. And of course, you know, they're mean down the middle, which thankfully. But of course, you know, just like every other, if you look at history with all historic,
all the McMahon family drama.
Actually, I was gonna go a little deeper. I was actually gonna say though, like any historic, like family-wise, when it comes to the power struggle of anything, you know something's going to come up. I mean, and it begs the question, though, when exactly are we okay, you missing me. Oh, jeez, of course. Everybody wants a close-up of me. Well, I can't help it. Can't help but this gorgeous face. Miss, be jealous. Because you got nothing on this, and wham. I'm that dang gorgeous. Whoops. But anywho, yeah, it does beg the question though, when the heck are they gonna, you know, when they're gonna go at each other's keisters. So it begs the question though, and honestly, for my prediction though, I'm thinking it's gonna be like a repeat back in 2001 with their dad, with Shane and Steph, and versus their dad, winner takes all at Survivor Series. And for those that don't know that, watch it. Winner takes all.
Just take our word for it. WCW, ECW, whole alliance storyline versus WWE. It was probably one of the more infamous storylines in professional wrestling history. Not for the impact it had, but mostly just for how lopsided and just how badly planned out it was.
Yeah, whoa.
And I get where you're coming from with the whole Shane Steph versus Vince dynamic. But, I mean, when we're talking about the McMahon family drama, you got to remember that Stephanie's first most loyalty is to the authority and to Triple H, her husband. So, I mean, while it could very well end up being much like 2001, I kind of see it going in a different direction. I mean, I think the obvious conclusion is that at some point, Stephanie ends up going back to the dark side and it'll probably be through some irony. It will probably be that she actually was trying to make an honest effort, but it just felt like that no one could ever really trust her. It said, okay, you want me to be bad, then I'll be bad.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's a bit of a coin toss, so you never know what the heck, of course, with the WWE, though, you never know what the heck's going to happen, so...
I mean, with knowing Vince, they could just take the storyline in a whole different direction from what we're talking.
So, with that being said, though, that was the epic returning of the Zack Attack. And God almighty, did I miss it. I missed it so much. Thank you for bringing it back. So, that's for the enjoyment. That's my 15 minutes of fame enjoyment, folks. So, pushing forward. Now,
actually, coming up this Sunday is our is Bedford High School's Multicultural Festival, where of course all students who have descended from all around the world will be celebrating the various cultures. We have tables talking about the history of their country, as well as various foods from around the world. Now, WWE itself has been known for being a multicultural grab bag.
Oh, yeah.
As far as the various wrestlers that it has entertained throughout the years, that it has introduced and broadcasted.
Yep.
Now, when you think about a great culture in terms of professional wrestling, you really can't go much further than Mexico.
Nope.
Of course, Lucha Libre, the fantastic luchadors and families have come from Mexico, and none get much bigger in terms of Mexican wrestling than, of course, the Guerreros.
We lie, we cheat, we steal. Oh, viva la raza, baby.
We go into a little Pro Wrestling 101.
Romantic questions. There we go.
All right, so like I said, you really... All right, not that one. Not that one. Back.
Sorry for the technical difficulties, but
One more.
yep, one more.
The one that says
There
Pro
we go.
Wrestling 101.
There we go.
Yep, there you
Boy
go. And
face.
of course, yeah, the Mexican wrestling family, the Guerreros. Of course, you have Gory Guerrero, Eddie Guerrero, Chavo Guerrero Senior. Of course, another wrestling family. Obviously, the ultimate wrestling family would be the McMahons themselves. McMahon's descending from Ireland.
Which I did not know.
Well,
Which,
I mean,
of
it's
course,
McMahon,
Irish.
It's McMahon, so a McMahon, you got Irish name, Irish blood.
Eat your heart out, folks. The WWE was founded by the Irish, so Sheamus, you're welcome.
Yeah. Of course, yes. You also have another famous Irish wrestler in Sheamus, who's the first Irish-born WWE World Champion. Now, of course, you also have the famous Canadian wrestling family, the Hart Foundation. Of course, Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Jim Neidhart, and you even have representing both Canada and jolly old England. You have, of course, their cousin, the British Bulldog, and of course you have other great English wrestlers like Neville, the former King Barrett, and of course who can forget William Regal.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Then of course in India you have none bigger than the great Khali. Now Khali, while he was a bit of a base breaker in America, he was absolutely worshipped in his homeland India. As you can tell, hundreds, if not thousands, of fans call Khali a saint to his native Indians.
Oh, yeah, and plus not to mention, though, we're talking about a guy that's like 7'3", just an
400
inch away, actually just an inch taller than Greg's crush.
Okay.
Didn't say anything,
But the point we're trying to make is that WWE has entertained, again, a number of different countries over the years, welcoming their wrestlers into the squared circle.
Actually, and speaking of,
Of course, you think about the former Soviet Union, Russia, represented by the likes of Vladimir Kozlov, and of course the famous Ivan Koloff. Then even some slightly lesser known nations such as Bulgaria, represented by the likes of Rusev. You have the former high flyer and Justin Gabriel representing South Africa, and you had Kofi Kingston, who, while he comes from Ghana, West Africa, came in with a Jamaican gimmick as a tribute to his friends and family who were living in Jamaica. Kingston, of course, being the capital of Jamaica. So all in all, WWE, like I said, has been a multicultural grab bag, welcoming superstars from every walk of life and from every nation. You have wrestlers we didn't talk about. We had wrestlers from Japan, from China, Australia, Argentina, Puerto Rico, and then the famous Colon family, including Carlito, Primo, and Epico, and their father Carlos Colon Sr. So anywhere you look, you could find a famous wrestler, a famous wrestling family.
just not with the kittens. I don't know, nor the hats, or...
That's Earth. They'd never seen it from that view.
That's a rock.
It's a rock.
It looks like a hat.
It's a rock.
Iraq?
It's a rock.
I said it
Oh,
looked
I
like a
thought you meant
hat, not a rack. Jeez.
Moving on.
Yes,
Yeah,
please,
Greg,
move.
Greg, come on.
God.
All right, hold on. All right.
Okay. So.
Moving on from the cow.
How's that?
Moving on. Thank you.
All right. So.
All right.
Now that we covered all the little details for it, now we're pushing on to the big time.
Now we're pushing on to the big time, and we actually have some, I wouldn't say solemn, a solemn dirt sheet dilemma, but more of a shocking one. Now, in this week's dirt sheet dilemma, we were talking last couple weeks about the number of releases going on. However, there was also a suspension that occurred that Adam Rose, formerly the Social Outcasts.
Yep. Don't be a lemon.
Don't be a lemon. Apparently, be a rosebud. And being a rosebud means spending time in a slammer.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Adam Rose, after being suspended, actually went suspended for a wellness violation, went so far as to post a handwritten doctor's note online. Now, while it's all well and good trying to proclaim your innocence, taking care of this within the realm directly with WWE would have been all well and good. Posting your doctor's note in social media is not something I would recommend.
No. I mean, unless you're trying, really plummet your career down the toilet, go right ahead.
It's interesting you mentioned that because if that didn't get Adam Rose in trouble, the following did was that Adam would be implicated in a domestic dispute with his wife. He a few nights ago ended up being arrested not only for domestic abuse, but also obstruction of justice when she tried contacting the police.
Ugh.
So currently he is in jail on bail, facing trial. And WWE is not only suspended for 60 days because of the wellness violation, he has been suspended indefinitely because they have because since the tragic Benoit incident back in 2007, WWE has held a zero tolerance policy towards any sort of domestic dispute with wrestlers and their families.
Yeah, and I always encourage don't encourage violence. So specifically towards your significant other or the love of your life. And you don't. I mean, this is a big one. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, if this is what it means to be a social outcast,
well,
I hate to be
you got to separate fact from reality from fiction here. I mean, honestly though, I mean, this is more or less throwing your career away because, like I said, I mean, the zero tolerance policy pretty much means you're either looking at indefinite suspension, so you don't know when they're going to bring you back,
right,
or just outright termination. So right now, Adam Rose, I mean, would be on the bubble. So
pretty much this is where it's at though.
Right. So Julie, I know you've been a big proponent of the women's division, of women not only in professional wrestling but the wives and girlfriends of professional wrestlers. I mean, what's your take on this whole Adam Rose situation?
Yeah.
Oh well, I think it's great that the WWE. Can you hear me all right?
Yep.
I think it's great that the WWE has a zero tolerance policy, and I think that I like that about Vince McMahon, and I think he should teach that to Roger Goodell so that they could do the same type of strict policy with the NFL.
I mean, it's interesting you say that because Vince has not exactly been a paragon of virtue when it comes to a whole family situation, given the storylines he's tried to involve his wife, his daughter, and his son in over the years. However, I mean, obviously, those times have passed. It's a PG environment now, so Vince has to be more of a businessman, putting forth better business practices than, like you said, of the NFL or the NBA. And honestly, I do think Goodell and other commissioners could take a long, hard look at WWE's policy when it comes to domestic abuse.
Yeah. So eat your heart out though and take notes, because they mean business. Well, you guys, your policy is making a scene.
Let's look at it this way. Tom Brady comes under scrutiny for supposedly deflated balls, gets a 4-game suspension.
Ridiculous.
And who's the NFL? You got another NFL player. Now you get a tagline set.
What the heck? Really?
We've been
after how many
times have we tried promoting the show Wrestling Connection at gmail.com? Now you got it set up.
Was there something you guys weren't telling us, and now you pull this off though after 115 episodes? Yeah. I'm wondering about the other surprises. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. You guys did try to pull that up on the 100th episode with the his printer.
Upgraded equipment. Yeah. You should have gotten the printer upgraded. Maybe it wouldn't have got its faceplate stomped in.
Yeah, it didn't get. Of course, though, if it weren't for that, though, I would have had my famous Super Kick City quote Oh,
All right.
And actually, it is National
So, guys,
City.
are we going to talk about Raw?
No, we're going to talk about Raw.
Yep. We're getting there. We're just
We're
details.
doing things backwards today.
That's
Remember?
right. I missed that. That's
All right,
right.
Friday the 13th.
That's right. Yeah, it is Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Yep, and actually, and just one little quick thing though. This past Tuesday was my 24th birthday.
So happy belated birthday to
Happy
Mr.
birthday, Zach.
Mr. Martinkus, 24 years young.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so.
Yep.
All right, no one can hear you. All right,
Moving on.
moving
Yes.
on. So now we get to the Raw review.
Now we get to the
Now,
juicy details.
Raw was a roller coaster this week, and not really the topsy-turvy, loop-de-loop kind. I mean, it was just it was kind of deflating in a way, because even though, like you said, Shane and Stephanie were kept in the background, they weren't omnipresent like the Authority usually was. I mean, it kind of felt like the show was just there. Like we were coming down from the high of Shane McMahon running Raw for the last few weeks, and now you got Shane and Stephanie, and now it's kind of plateaued a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's put it this way though. Like, picture like a roller coaster like this, with like that much of a little circle.
hey, I didn't know Cass was a world champion.
Hey, no, this is mine.
Okay.
And I'll pause off.
All right. So, yeah, tell Big Cass that. All right.
Oh
So,
yeah, I got one more for him. SAWFT. You.
yeah, but
soft.
he's 7 feet tall. You can't teach that. All right. So, and anyway, okay, things kicked off with the highlight reel. Big Cass of all people came out to interrupt Jericho's rant about laying out Ambrose with his beloved plant Mitch, and I did actually find it hilarious that more people were concerned about the potted plant named Mitch than Ambrose.
Yeah.
Which was hilarious.
Yep.
Okay, but anyway, Cass comes out, cuts Jericho off, gets in his face. A match is made, and I like this, okay, that they were doing something with Cass. They were keeping him in the realm, not near the main event, but they're keeping him close. They're keeping him close. They're keeping him in the picture. They're giving him something to do while Enzo is out, instead of just letting him linger in wrestling in WWE limbo.
Yes.
With Sasha Banks.
Yep.
Yeah. Remember Sasha Banks, right?
Yeah, the one from Boston.
Yeah.
It represents Mass, okay? Hey, of course.
Well, no, I'm talking about the fact that she's not. That for some reason they just seemingly forgot about her.
Yeah, it's like they're dissing Boston, like they're dissing
No,
Mass.
it's
really.
no. It's
really?
not a state thing. It's just it's a wrestling thing.
Okay, whatever. You say tomato, I say tomato.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, okay. Cass with a main event match was made between Cass and Jericho. However, the match that was going to happen ended up being transitioned to an angle where Ambrose made his shocking return, not only at the expense of Jericho, but at the expense of Jericho's signature light-up brand jacket.
Yes. Right here.
Which Ambrose just tore to pieces.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. It was actually understated how much this jacket was worth. Jericho talked about how it was worth $15,000.
No.
All the news reports indicate that this jacket actually cost $25,000.
Well, it reminded me of Michael Jackson, right?
Yeah.
You expect him to come out and just start doing Beat It?
Yeah, no, I know.
Beat it, Ambrose definitely beat it. He beat that
and then Jericho would get his revenge on SmackDown, putting Ambrose in a straitjacket. Now, this is all well and good, except that you still had another week before Extreme Rules, so why not let things ruminate? Let the Cass Jericho match actually happen, which it didn't. Let the Jericho Cass match actually happen.
Is that the one?
Then have Ambrose make his return next Monday for Raw in the go home show for Extreme Rules. Instead, it feels like they're kind of rushing things, and they closed out the show with this. So you got a lukewarm reaction for this, which isn't good, because I mean people are kind of souring on the whole Jericho Ambrose feud.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a couple of things. One, the matches haven't been all that good. And two, I think most people are just waiting for Ambrose to get into the championship hunt already, instead of being sidelined with feuds with Lesnar and Y2J. Now, moving on from there, it just seemed like Raw was just a night of distraction finish after distraction after distraction after distraction after distraction.
Yeah.
First we have the women's division.
Oh yeah.
With
Paige.
with Paige versus Charlotte.
Yep.
Charlotte had her father was banned from ringside by Shane as a test for extreme rules.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hold on.
Hold
on. That's not. Hold on. Can we get? Oh, thank you, Julie.
Thank you.
All right. So it was Charlotte versus Paige. Flair banned from ringside by Shane. We had, yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go. Natalia, who was at ringside, denying also getting on. This is actually one of my favorite parts. Was just Natalia just getting on JBL for being completely senile and making all those dated cultural references that no one knows.
Yeah.
Getting on for being senile, which was my favorite part. Mm-hmm. Natalia getting one of her own back on Charlotte by distracting her.
However,
Flair would try to come out to ringside anyway, but then here comes Shane McMahon with a whole slew of referees escorting Flair to the back and seeing Flair flip out, which is always fun.
Oh yeah, it's always funny as heck though. Just to see his reaction to those, like no, just whining like a little. Just whining like a 4-year-old little girl trying to get hit a toy.
All right,
like, oh, boo-hoo.
Okay, Mr. Specific.
Would you rather me be specific, though, or go rated R?
Well, I'd rather keep our show.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Keep it.
All right. So, Charlotte would... But my problem with this was Charlotte didn't lose because her father wasn't at ringside. She lost because Flair was a distraction for her, which led to her getting rolled up by Paige. Mm-hmm. So it kind of defeated the purpose of Flair not being at ringside. I get it. I don't really get it. They could have just had Paige roll up Charlotte, pin Charlotte with just Natalia at ringside off the distraction. That would have been just fine. Yeah. That would have proven that Charlotte can't function without her father. Her father was at ringside. He ends up being the one distracting her. Mm-hmm. It just made no sense.
Right, and what's actually interesting, though, when Rick and Charlotte, when they had the interview with Michael Cole, Rick even said to Cole, point blank, he has doubts. He has doubts that Charlotte can do it on her own. So,
what's interesting here is where they're going to go with this. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, again, I don't see Natalia coming away with the women's championship here.
Yeah.
But in that case, if Charlotte wins, then where does her connection with her father go from there?
Sure.
Does Charlotte continue having her father at ringside, or does she give him the boot and say, okay, I was able to win without you, I don't need you anymore, and I want you gone. Mm-hmm. I pitied you. I took pity on you, so I gave you some spotlight. But now you can go now, and if I remember well enough, I'll send you a birthday card.
Right. So
essentially, if Charlotte does win in Extreme Rules, she needs to give her father the boot.
Right.
I think that's the logical way to go if she can beat Natalia on her own.
Yeah. So this is a big test.
If you want to promote her as the top heel in the women's division, she needs to give Flair the boot following Extreme Rules.
Mm-hmm. So, again, this is one of those situations where I call it a coin toss. It's a 50-50 situation, so we never know what the heck's going to happen. So, we'll find out a lot more when it comes to Extreme Rules.
All right, so like I said, continue on with the distraction finishes. We come to a non-title tag team match with the New Day going up against the Dudley Boys. Now, the New Day seem to have things in hand here with the Dudleys, but then here come the Vaudevillains, interrupting the ringside antics of Xavier Woods. Yep. Big E would try to go after English and Gotch, only for Bubba Ray to lay Big E out, allowing Devon to hit a big-time clothesline on Kofi and pin him for the 1-2-3.
Yeah.
So once again, a distraction finish on a champion that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, because just like Paige is in the hunt for the women's championship, neither were the Dudley Boys. The Dudley Boys have been mostly enhancement talent for the newer, younger tag teams.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I get where this is leading to, that the fact that the Vaudevillains are trying to play mind games with the New Day and trying to cut them off with their antics. But having the Dudley Boys pin them does nothing for the New Day.
Right. So
I mean, if this had been a singles match, that would have been just fine. But the fact is, now you're implying that the Dudley Boys are going to be in a hunt, but it's strictly just the Vaudevillains and New Day. Dudley Boys were nowhere near the tag team title scene, and they're likely not going to be, because WWE expects its fans to have a 1 week memory, like a goldfish.
Exactly. And plus, I'm sorry, but how many times have they had opportunities to get the tag team titles, and what happened?
They lost. Okay, so
they pretty much dropped the ball.
They have no presence in the tag team title hunt.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is my problem with this. Other than that, I get it. It helps move the storyline between the Vaudevillains and New Day along. I just think this would have been better fit as a singles match rather than a full on tag team match.
Preach to the choir on that.
Right. All right. So we did have some high spots. Now we have the Intercontinental Championship situation.
Oh yeah.
Now, originally, it was made a triple threat with Cesaro and Kevin Owens challenging Miz. However, Zayn noticed that the crowd was very receptive to him holding the Intercontinental Championship and requested an opportunity. Shane, being a fair, unbiased GM, said, "Okay, I want to see you in there too, but you need to earn it." So he was put in a match against the champion, The Miz.
Right.
Now, if The Miz beats Sami Zayn, remains a triple threat. If Miz lost, then Zayn would be inserted into the match, making it a fatal four-way. Now, this was a high... that's not the right one.
Yeah.
Nope. No.
Nope.
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 Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, there's Zayn. Yeah. So I mean, this was a fun back and forth match. Miz actually played it up really well right here as a heel champion. Zayn pulling off some fantastic moves as always, including this ringside moonsault.
Oh yeah.
And then Miz would try to close in with his usual corner clothesline. Sami would capture him, hit the exploder suplex into the turnbuckles, followed up with a haluva kick, and Sami would get the 1-2-3 on Miz. And now we have a fatal four-way match for Extreme Rules, which should be should be the show stealer of the pay-per-view.
Oh, no doubt about it, though. And as I was saying to Kenny earlier, though, I think they should probably... I mean,
They should spice it up.
Yeah, I mean, whether if it's, an elimination tag team or heck...
No, a fatal four-way elimination.
Yeah, that's what
it's a fatal four-way.
Right. So it's either that or maybe even spice it, though, Extreme Rules. Do it Extreme Rules.
Well, I mean, we already have one Extreme Rules match. So you don't want to dilute it too much.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I say do the elimination.
Julie, did we go invisible there?
Yeah, I'd say do that. Yeah, the elimination would be a lot better, though, because it is Extreme Rules, and people want to get to the extreme. Speaking of extreme,
Owens was extremely upset at the notion of Sami having an opportunity. However, Owens had had something else to worry about. Zack Ryder's been making a lot of noise about being there, but not just being there. He wanted to be part of something more. And Shane was all about giving guys new opportunities. So with Owens, who had been bugging both Shane and Stephanie throughout the night, a match was made where it would be Owens versus Zack Ryder. If Owens won, he got to keep his spot in the fatal four-way. If Owens lost, then Zack Ryder would take Owens' spot in the fatal four-way match for the Intercontinental title. But Zack would have a couple of close calls here, but Owens did ultimately come out on top, and hitting Ryder with a pop-up powerbomb and keeping his spot in the fatal four-way. Now, while it would have been interesting to see where Ryder could have factored into this, ultimately this was the right decision to go with Owens keeping his spot.
Right.
Now, continuing on with the theme of distraction finishes, we had the number one contender for the U.S. title, Rusev, facing off with Kalisto's often wild tag team partner, Sin Cara. Now, Sin Cara on commentary. Now with Kalisto. Nope. Yep, there you go. No.
Back up one. There you go.
Now, while Kalisto was on commentary trying to deflect criticism from JBL about going up against a brute in Rusev, Kalisto did end up factoring this when Lana was trying to distract a ref. Kalisto actually got up, delivered a sidewinder kick to Rusev, allowing Sin Cara to roll up Rusev for the shocking 3 count.
Yep.
Now, this would all be well and good. It's a feel-good moment, but the thing is, Rusev should have just mowed through Sin Cara here.
Yeah.
I didn't like that this was a back-and-forth match. Sin Cara is strictly a tag team wrestler at this point.
Yeah.
He should not be faring well against someone like Rusev, who's dominated the likes of Ryback, of Big E, of Del Rio, of Cena, of Big Show, of Mark Henry. If they're going to try and rebuild Rusev, he needs to have dominating victory after dominating victory. And we did see that with his victory in a rematch against Sin Cara on SmackDown. But the problem is, since not as many people watch SmackDown, I mean, it doesn't really put the point across as well as it would have on Raw.
Exactly. So it's, I don't know. I think this is one of those cases where he's got some momentum, but
he should be dominating. He should be looking He should be looking like a beast compared to Kalisto, which realistically he should be.
Right. I mean, momentum this high. In this case, this
there.
much.
All
About
right.
this much. It's sad.
Right.
So pushing forward.
Pushing forward, we come to the WWE World Championship situation with Roman Reigns and AJ Styles. Now, Styles officially confirmed that he and the club and Gallows and Anderson were reunited and a united front. Going up against Roman Reigns and the Usos, the family, in a 6-man elimination tag team match.
Right.
Now, what I've liked about this is the slow burn. They've been trading victories back and forth here. No one's really had any serious momentum here, but everyone's looked good coming out of it. The Usos look good as former 2-time champs. The Gallows and Anderson have looked good hanging with former 2-time champs in the Usos, and letting the WWE audience know why they were so feared and dominant over in New Japan. And of course, we've been having a slow burning build between Roman and AJ, which we saw here. Now at the end of the match, which ended up being a disqualification win for Roman and the Usos. What the? All right.
Okay.
That was weird. And anyway, it ended up being a disqualification win for Roman and the Usos. AJ tried to go for a Styles Clash on Roman onto the chair, fulfilling the promise that he made that the next time he had an opportunity to put Roman through a chair, that he would do it. Now, Roman got out of this. AJ was sent to the outside. Roman, while AJ was on the ring apron, walked up to AJ, dropped the chair at his feet, and said, "Okay, you want to take your shot? There it is." Now, what did AJ do? He actually slid the chair back to
What?
Oh,
guys, really? Come on.
We're trying to be serious here. We don't need it like a toad version of Stone Cold Steve Austin, okay?
All right. So anyway, so AJ slid the chair back to Roman, and as I went, "No, you try to take a shot at me." And then as soon as Roman tries to go down for the chair, AJ tries sailing in with a phenomenal forearm. Roman ducks, AJ rolls out, and of course we have the traditional standoff.
Yep.
Now that's good. That's actually good in this sense. Like I said, you want to have a slow burn to this. You don't want to rush everything right away. I like the chemistry, not only the in-ring chemistry between AJ and Roman, but I like the psychology they're building here. It's kind of as much a mental battle here as it is a physical one.
Right.
Okay. Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? Roman has looked less and less like the good guy he was painted out to be, and we've seen a little more ambiguous nature out of Roman, considering how he drove AJ through ringside. How he's no how. Okay. Seriously. Now you're going with like Microsoft Paint effects here. Seriously. All right.
And not to mention though, I mean Roman he's basically speared the crowd out of the other two, Gallows and Anderson.
Right. So. Well, I mean that's what he does that to everyone. The point I'm trying to make is that Roman's been much more ambiguous. I mean, he said himself he's the guy. He's not a good guy. He's not a hero. He's not a babyface. He's not a heel. He's in between. So he's in the same realm as John Cena, except whereas Cena is receptive to the 50-50 audience, Roman just simply doesn't care.
Exactly.
You can boo him, you can cheer him, but in the end, he's the guy, he's the champion, and you gotta deal with it.
Yep. So, lock and load.
All right. So it'll be interesting to see where that direction his character goes come Extreme Rules. Will it continue just to be completely down the middle, or can we see Roman slide towards the dark side or the light side? It'll be interesting to see where this goes with AJ coming out of Extreme Rules.
Yep.
All right. So that is all for episode 115 of the Wrestling Connection. Now, if you have any thoughts or comments on this week's episode, you can email us at wrestlingconnection. Okay, where's the tagline now? Come on.
Oh, come on, really? You made us such a big hype over it, though. Not that. Okay, here we go.
Yep.
See?
You can email us at wrestlingconnection@gmail.com.
What do you want it to say?
wrestlingconnection@gmail.com.
We'll try our best.
There you go.
Jeez.
You can email us at wrestlingconnection@gmail.com. You can hit us up on our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Wrestling Connection. You can also check out our YouTube channel, The Wrestling Connection. We catch all of our past and present episodes, including extra vids, interviews, what a maneuvers,
especially
ice bucket challenge.
Yep, which was always a fun joyride. Though.
Chilly.
Yeah.
All right. So,
and on top of that, though, seeing our 1 year
our 1 year anniversary
episode.
And our 100th episode spectacular, all on our YouTube channel, The Wrestling Connection.
Yep.
All right. You can also check us out on our Twitter handle at WConnection. And of course, we are actually now in the midst of constructing our brand new hub website, The Wrestling Connection, which will be up in a matter of weeks.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that.
Oh yeah.
Now in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, next week will be our official 2016 Extreme Rules
Paper
preview.
Yep.
Of course, we'll have all the predictions and analysis for Extreme Rules. We hope to have every match up to date. I mean, Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, Jericho and Ambrose, Charlotte versus Natalia, the Fatal 4-Way Intercontinental Championship match, and many more.
Yep.
So, but in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your Friday the 13th. Stay lucky.
Yep.
Stay lucky.
And as always,
be connected, get connected, stay connected.
Y'all have a good night, folks.
And have a great weekend.
Yep.
And see you all next Friday.
Oh, yeah. Get ready for the rock and roll. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. There's some things that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the Wrestling Connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La da da dee da da da, la da 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 da, yeah. Have a good night, folks. So, and stay lucky. Stay lucky.
Oh yeah!
Explosive.